What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Darian. I'm the bow tie fragrance guy, and of course I love looking good and smelling amazing. So if you like me and you love to look good and smell great, then why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, go ahead and hit that bell icon as well, so that way as I release future content on this channel, you won't miss out on it and you'll be in the know. Today's fragrance review is going to come from the house of Giorgio Armani. I'm going to finally talk to you guys about the newest release from this line, and we're going to be discussing none other than Acqua Di Gio Profondo. So if you guys want to know what my thoughts are on this newly released fragrance, you already know the routine, man. Keep it locked right here. Okay guys, I'm back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's go ahead and jump right into the review. So, this year, 2020, maybe about 2 months ago, Giorgio Armani released Acqua Di Gio Profondo. Let's take a quick look at the bottle. Now this is what the bottle looks like. Now I do have the box upstairs as well. I'm not going to go up there and get the box, especially since I already started shooting this video, but the box is really a mirror of what the bottle looks like. So if you look at the bottle, it's very similar to the original Acqua Di Gio, very similar to Acqua Di Gio Profundo that was released I think in 2017. Very similar bottle, except this time it is a nice deep dark navy blue color. This comes in 4 different sizes. You have a 40 milliliter bottle, you have the 75 milliliter, you have 125 milliliter, you have the big bottle, which is a 200 milliliter bottle. In reference to cost, if you get the 40 milliliter bottle of this, you're going to be looking at $77. The 75 milliliter bottle of this, you're looking at $100. For the 125 milliliter bottle, you're looking at about $138. And for the big bottle, you're looking at $168 retail price. So for right now, unless you're going to go into some kind of swap group of some kind, you're going to be looking to pay full retail for it because, of course, being released only 2 months ago, this fragrance has not yet hit the secondary market. Now, when this fragrance was released, the marketing behind it said that it was supposed to be a more intense marine version of the original Acqua Di Gio Profundo, which was one of the best-selling fragrances in history. And I can say this, there's definitely a little bit of differences that you'll be able to pick up, primarily the fact that this fragrance has a very blue undertone to it. You can definitely pick up the original DNA of Acqua Di Gio, which was released in 1996. Top notes in this fragrance are green mandarin, you have marine notes as well as bergamot. The primary mid notes that I pick up in this fragrance are rosemary as well as cypress. On the base you have musk, lavender, patchouli. Now, I know you guys are wondering, of course, what does this smell like? Well, let's get a quick spray of this and I'll go ahead and get into it. There we go. Okay, so right off the top, you're going to be reminded of the original Acqua Di Gio. Okay, so the DNA of the original is definitely present. You get a kind of sweet juiciness from the green mandarin. And of course the marine notes, they're just listed as marine notes. Of course, to me, are really, the marine aquatic notes are really what made the original Acqua Di Gio what it was. Which again was one of the best-selling men fragrances of all time. The marine notes, you pick those up definitely as well in the opening. Now, of course, as is the case most of the time with opening notes, you don't get a lot of the bergamot that stays around. The bergamot really goes to the background as well as the green mandarin. But the marine notes stick around as you transition to the mid of the fragrance. Now, primarily to my nose, when it comes to the mid of Acqua Di Gio Profondo, you kind of get a very kind of clean lavender. And to me, it really blends really well with the marine notes in this fragrance. And you get a slight herbaceous quality from the rosemary. To me, the dry down is really about a kind of woody patchouli that you get, as well as you get a very musky undertone from this fragrance. Now, if you really want me to be very general or be very practical about what this fragrance reminds me of, I'll show you. So if you take the DNA of the original Acqua Di Gio, which I have here, and you give me that blue quality that you get from this fragrance right here, Dylan Blue, and you combine these together, to me that's what this fragrance really is about. Again, you get the DNA of the original, the aquatic and marine, kind of sea salt kind of nature that you get from the original, and you combine that with that blue quality that you get from Dylan Blue, that kind of ambroxan blue kind of craze that kind of happened a few years ago. And that's really what this fragrance is in a nutshell. What Giorgio Armani did with the release of Acqua Di Gio Profondo was they took the original DNA and they actually modernized that DNA by kind of getting right in the wave of that blue craze that's still currently going on in the fragrance community at large. Now overall, this fragrance of course is not groundbreaking, so I think the niche heads and the real hardcore frag guys are going to say that it's boring, they don't really care about it, or they might not really like it. But at the end of the day, I feel like Giorgio Armani accomplished exactly what it set out to do. They wanted to take that DNA and just modernize it and give that blue undertone to it. And it's going to be a mass appealing fragrance. I've worn this a couple times already. It gets a lot of compliments, just like the original, just like Profumo. So it's a compliment getting fragrance. It's easy to wear. It smells great. And that's really what the goal was, I'm sure, was just to make a great smelling fragrance and kind of bring the DNA of the original Acqua Di Gio and add that modern twist to it with the blue undertones in Acqua Di Gio Profondo. Now, as far as performance on this fragrance on my skin, I mean, it's kind of typical of an aquatic fragrance or a citrus fragrance. I got on average 5.5 to 6.5 hours complete longevity on my skin. Good projection for the first hour and a half, and after the first hour and a half, of course, by the hour, it starts to get really close to the skin. And at the 5-hour mark, it's really close. You really kind of got to dig your nose into your hand to really pick it up. But again, if I want to talk about complete longevity, how long I was able to pick this up in completeness, it varied between the 5.5, 6.5 hour mark. So is it worth it? I mean, that's really up to the buyer. You know, as I said again, if people like the first release, if they like Acqua Di Gio Profumo, if they like fragrances like Dylan Blue, then you're probably going to like it. The average person that you come into contact with is going to think this fragrance smells great. Is it for the niche heads? Is it for the hardcore frag guys? Definitely not. You know, they'll label it boring, they'll label it generic and things of that nature because there's nothing really exciting about it. To somebody that's really been collecting fragrances a lot of times for a long time, that's looking for something fresh and new and exciting. But overall, it's a great, solid release. I personally like it because it's something easy to wear. I always feel like I need those kind of fragrances in my collection. You know, something that I can just grab and go. Don't have to think too much about it. Grab and go. I know I'm going to smell good. I know it's going to be inoffensive. And that's really what this fragrance is about. Now, quite naturally, as far as the seasons that you can wear Acqua Di Gio Profondo, primarily spring and summer, although with the musk and that kind of woody patchouli that you get from this, I think you could wear it early fall as well. Definitely wouldn't push this into the winter. Overall, spring and summer would be the primary two seasons that I would look at rocking this one right here to get the best results. At the end of the day, what do I think about it overall? Again, I think it's a solid release from the house of Giorgio Armani. I think they accomplished what they set out to do by taking their original fragrance and modernizing it a little bit with that whole blue DNA craze that has been going on for the past couple years in the fragrance community at large. And overall, it smells great. You know, if you have the other two, I don't think it's something that you need to run out and purchase per se. But if you're a fan of Acqua Di Gio, or if you're a collector, I think it's something that would be good to put in your collection. And at the end of the day, you know, if you want to wait until it hits the gray markers in a couple months, I wouldn't have a problem with you doing that as well, because in a few months you will be able to get this at a discounted price. Overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a solid 7, 7.5. You know, because of what it is and what it does. It's going to be a mass appealing fragrance that will cater to, of course, the masses. Hey guys, that's my time. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Of course, you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're right here with me, and I appreciate that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos out to other folks that you think could use this information or find me entertaining, because I'm your main man, Darren, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better, because I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.